So in order to provide a property for our constructor, inside the parentheses of this constructor, I can say, first I need to specify the data type of the parameter, and then I need to specify the name of the parameter. So the name is going to be name, okay? And now this constructor accepts a property. Let's go to this form1.cs. It's going to actually show us an error. Why? Because the compiler is not going to actually provide us with a default constructor if you actually create a constructor yourself inside your class. It's going to show us an error. If I hover over this error, it says there is no argument given that corresponds to the required formal parameter name of boxer.boxer string. This means that inside this boxer class, this constructor accepts an argument, a parameter of type string, right? And when you create a constructor inside your class, the compiler is not going to provide you with a default constructor. So what do I mean by the default constructor? If you actually comment out this constructor, let me comment it out by using a multi-line comment here. And if I go to form1.cs, now the error is gone. Why? Because now our application, our form1 class, is actually using the default constructor of the boxer class, right? But let's go to this boxer class and let's uncomment this piece of code, this constructor. And now we have our own constructor, right? That accepts one argument. If I go to this form1.cs, now it's going to actually show us this error. This means that the compiler is not going to provide us with a default constructor, and we have our own constructor. And our own constructor accepts an argument of type string, which is name. So let's go to this boxer class and let's see how we can use this parameter. Instead of actually hard coding the value of this first name property, I can assign name, which is actually the parameter here that we get from this constructor. I can assign this name to the first name property. So whenever the user actually wants to create, whenever the client code wants to actually use the boxer class and wants to create an object or an instance of type boxer, the client must provide a value for the boxer first name property by actually passing an argument to this constructor. So let's go to this form1.cs, and now it's showing us an error and it says that the constructor now accepts an argument of type string. So we can actually pass. So what is the type, the data type of the argument? If I actually hover over this error, it says that the data type of the argument is going to be string. So we must pass a value of type string. So just put two quotes here, and now I can say Morteza, right? That's it. And now we specified a value or a name for our first name property of the boxer instance. I can actually change this value to other value. For example, I can say A, right? Let's actually output this value to the screen. I can say, for example, btn result dot text assignment operator my boxer. Now I'm going to refer to the name of the instance, my boxer dot first name property dot our first name semicolon. Let's run our application now. And now, as you can see, the text of the A is now A, right? By using this constructor. Let's close this form, and that's it. That's all about constructors in C#. Later, I'll talk more about this later. We can have multiple constructors. We can have a constructor with multiple parameters. I'll talk more about that later. For now, in this lesson, I just wanted to introduce you with the syntax of the constructor and how constructor is used and when the constructor is actually called. The constructor is going to be called when you construct an instance or an object of that specific type. Here, when you say new boxer, it is going to be, the constructor is going to be executed. That's it. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions about this concept, please post a discussion in the course, and then I do my best to answer all of your questions. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.